Smack. That's enough! My ship sails in the morning. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me!
The evidence and testimony we have seen here and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poison cup of coffee.
No! You're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw... negative! My eyes are really screwed up. I should see a doctor about that. I saw someone else there! A man! He's the real killer!
Oh, what? So a woman can't be the killer? What are you, sexist?
Why won't anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you, Mr. Wright?
This court finds the defendant guilty. The court is adjourned. Smack. Man, we start off the chapter and we're already losing. That sucks. Tappity tap tap tap. Type 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 type. Clickety clack clack.
Ah! The start of a new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world.
I bet it does, Maya.
So I've decided that our resolution should be, Svari, take on the whole world. What do you think?
Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake.
Never! You gotta eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game.
Hey, pal! Yeah, what? Detective Gumshoe.
Happy New Year, Detective.
Likewise. Now listen up, Wright. I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer police cooperation.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal. You've got some explaining to...
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
What? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Yay! Thanks!
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't forgotten her present, have you?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose?
I guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine?
Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced.
Trounced? Let me see that.
The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday.
What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you.
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case.
Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it.
But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from, anyway?
December of last year, which I guess makes it last month.
Which makes it old news, you mean?
But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December.
So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way! You don't mean... a phony Nick?
This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the new year with one, too. Magazine clipping. So? What are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it?
Well, it's your fault the judge found the defendant guilty in this case.
My fault? How do you figure that?
Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves?
But I didn't do anything wrong! At least not that I can remember.
You better make this right, pal, now! And that means taking the case back to court, got it?
Sounds like we've got our first case in the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto.
I don't know. The judge has already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned.
I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year.
So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm going to head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? Yes, I will. I'll drop by if I need any guns. I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of guy would do that? People at anime conventions, I guess? What to do? So what's our first move? I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't gonna be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was a fake that did this. I wonder if he looks exactly like you. You're phony. I mean, I hope not. Ugh. What kind of a name for an evil double is Xeniof anyway? Ah, Nick, I got it. If you're gonna ask whether I got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport. I like that. Any ideas? Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was that just me? What do you mean? I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's gonna be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client. Let's go find out who that guilty client is. Detention center. Let's do it. January 6th, detention center. Visitor's room. This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah! How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you... Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Ah, Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie, remember? Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Ah! Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quit? Oh, sure, very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Yeah. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. Yeah. Alright, let's talk. What happened? Maggie Bird. So how come you're just like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So what do you do now? In the second act of the life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. Boob joke, anyway. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. What happened? Tell me. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Très Bien. Très Bien? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. What was it? Was Godo one of them? Anyway, and then he put snow in his coffee. One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked, I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I never even seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course! A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright! Ah, I guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Guilty verdict. So if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man. The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how's that possible? I don't know. But nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then, they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison in my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they could have missed him. The other guy. What about him? I was the one who took the coffee to the two men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band CD. Maybe a promo disc? Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man, well-built like the victim, really. Oh, well, it's not much. Well, I think I'm actually going to end it off early because you guys got such a long episode yesterday. So, next time on Phoenix Wright, we will go and explore this next chapter of the game. So, see you guys then.